I'll go with Bear Center traffic. Go ahead. Also, I tried to ask you. I do have two downbound Lake, kind of next door approaching 11 and 12, followed by the Alco Innovator. Over.
Hello, Ray.
Understand traffic. Go. I'll go Endeavor. I'll go Endeavor traffic.
See, you will probably kill the creature. Problem. I'd like if I would see the moon. So would I in an ideal situation. We have to set priorities, which in this case is your crew. This is a sentient life form. For all you could be the species Einstein, it's Picasso, or you could be the psychotic crew.
I'll go Innovator Center traffic. Go ahead.
These days, this is touch. Take it. You need any new time. Computer take it. Consulting program offline. Dr. Ensign Kim, go ahead, Howard, you would upgrade this DC on it.
Roger, I'll go Innovator. Boarding downbound 30 minutes of 11 12. The Algoma Endeavor abound. They got number 0935. They'll be waiting for you. Below Black River. I'll have the Algoma.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a day. Actually, it's been the last couple of days. Everything that goes wrong can go wrong. I just got back from doing a ship, and
What's up, Paul?
how you doing?
What's up, Jim?
It's
Dusty,
been a day.
Hey. Brenda, Jim. Why? What's up, Joe?
Well, I went and did a ship, and then my neighbor's dog dropped on the sidewalk and had to rest, and she got him up and took him home. And
when I started
last night after I signed out, I went to go fly another ship, and I got down by the river just as it was starting to go by. So I took off and flew, and all of a sudden I lost signal and everything. And so there's nothing on the screen. The screen was blank. So I jumped in my truck and went down and tried to look on the other side of the bridge to see if I could find it. Looked around, talked to some people, looked around, and nothing. So except there was a couple of fishermen that said they saw him up there, but they don't know where it landed or didn't or whatever.
You didn't hit the return to home button?
Yeah.
And it never came back?
Well, that's the end of the story. So I pull out of there and I go around and I start up the hill to go back to Gratiot Avenue. And a black pickup truck comes up flashing its lights like this.
Uh-huh.
He and his wife, and she held the drone up. It came back and landed after I'd left up there.
Oh, wow. Well, you got it back, huh?
Yep. So that's
So
that's
which
one of the
drone
reasons,
was it? The Air 2S?
Air 2S, and that's one of the reasons that I went and flew it again this morning just to try it, and it seemed to work okay. So
Hey, you're lucky.
yep.
Yeah, the problem is you probably didn't wait around long enough because you panicked and jumped in the truck and hauled
Yes,
ass.
I did. Yeah, because I put the controller in the truck and everything in the truck, shut the back hatch in the truck, and drove up there, and I was looking around and looking around and looking around, and I even walked. I walked the area just north of the bridge because that's where we thought it lost contact.
Now, how long before you hit the return to home did you jump in the truck and take off?
Hey, about 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, next time just wait. Because what the problem is when you use the return to home, it comes up back at the slowest speed.
Well, not only that, what I
So
think also happened was the battery got low and it came back. You know how it
it's,
returns to home on its own?
I mean, next time I would just sit and wait and give it 10 minutes and then worry about going around.
Hey, Ed, good
Is that
morning.
again?
Good morning.
Yeah, so it's been a learning process, you know.
What happened, Paul? You
When
lost your
you hit-
drone?
No, you almost.
After we hung up last night, I went down to fly the drone, and I got down there. All of a sudden, it was on the north side of the bridge, the Blue Water Bridge, because I had to chase the ship because it was going by faster than I thought it was going to. And so I had to chase it up the side and came around. And as I twisted around, all of a sudden my screen went blank, signal stopped, and everything. And I thought, oh my God.
Oh,
So I went
wow.
down there and looked and looked and looked for about 15, 20 minutes. I drove my truck down there. And then I'm on my way back up the hill, driving the up the incline to get to Gratiot. And I look in my rear view mirror, and there's a black truck flashing its lights like this, trying to get me stopped. I stop, and his wife's in the passenger seat, and she holds with the drone up.
Oh, nice.
The drone went back and landed where it took off from.
From where you were flying?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. So I had a guardian angel.
Am I in the camera?
Yes, you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
Well, like I said,
Oh,
too,
that was in it. That's what I'm like,
when
yeah.
you hit return to home on a drone, it usually comes back in the little slow speed
Yep.
setting. So,
Well, and it was windier
Okay.
than hell too. So who knows?
well, it probably wasn't hovering. It probably was fighting the wind to get back, and it just took a little longer.
Yep. Well, and it was avoiding the bridge abutments and everything else, and overtop the bridge, you know, and
Right, like I said, and it's going to come back at the slowest speed of the drone. What is it, the Cine mode or whatever? That's what it's going to come back in, so it's going to take a little while to get to you. It doesn't come back in sports mode, so.
Good morning, everybody in the chat.
I'm not entirely surprised that it took that long to get back.
Morning, East Coast, Skyfly.
East Coast, how you doing? East Coast
Jen,
says don't sell the flip.
Brandon.
But now that Justin's got me hooked up with Facebook again, I listed it. I listed it today. It's on Facebook.
Nice, Justin.
You were able to actually put a listing up?
Yep.
You set him up, Justin? Good boy.
Justin took care of me. Yep.
You were here last night, weren't you?
No, I came in late.
Yeah, we already had him. I did a whole new email on Facebook for him.
Hey, I got one question for you now that we're thinking about it. Did you write down
I got everything written down.
the email that you used? Because I've got Paul Murray at gmail.com, but then you said port. Should it be Paul Murray port at gmail.com?
Yes, it's Paul Murray Port at gmail.com.
Okay, and
because
the
Paul,
port's the port's capitalized, but the Paul is
no,
capitalized.
it doesn't matter if it's
Not the
capitalized or
Murray.
not.
Okay.
It just needs to be Paul Murray Port. It don't matter if you capitalize it or not. It's not case sensitive, so.
Okay.
But no, I tried to do Paul Murray and your birthday, but I was already taken by somebody. So I just thought of something. You know, you're always down by the water, so I just thought of a port pop and I use that.
Good man. Good man, Justin.
Justin took care of me. Yep.
I'm proud of you, Justin.
Suggest we do.
Yeah, that's true too, Joe. But he kind of panicked and jumped in his truck after a while, so he didn't really give it a whole lot of time to get.
We lost you there for a second, Justin.
I said that what Dust or Joel said was true. I said, but Paul didn't give it enough time to get back. He panicked and jumped in the truck and hauled ass.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's lucky that somebody found it and knew who to take it to.
Yeah, somebody was watching him flying.
Yep. Some guy and his middle-aged couple and we're in a nice big pickup truck and they flashing the lights and everything. I'm looking maybe what the hell? And then as I got out of my truck and I started to walk back towards them, she holds it up and it's still flashing because it's still powered on.
So you thought it fell on your side or the Canadian
Yeah.
side? Like,
On my side.
oh, okay.
So I had a guardian angel last night.
And then did you go try it again? See if there's something like if it was something wrong or if it was just
I tried it here. I just fired it up because it was dark by the time I got around to it. And
so Justin, what do you think was the cause? Like just lost signal or
Just lost signal. There's interference or something, most likely.
oh,
You gotta think too, there's all them cars, bridges, boats with radars and Wi-Fi and all kinds of shit. I mean,
yeah,
you got all the buildings there. I mean, there's a lot of obstructions. So it's hard. It would be hard to narrow it down exactly what caused it. 'Cause I don't think the flight records, I could be wrong. I don't think they go into that detail where it tells you like what interfered. It just says it lost connection.
Moral objections. I understand.
Yeah, that's a good future that it has return to home when it loses connection.
You don't have
Sometimes your connection controller's still connected, so if you hit that return to home, you'll hear a beep, and when it beeps, that means that it did register. I've had that happen a couple times where I had one time where I just lost connection and I lost video and it worked, and I had two different times where my phone overheated. Back when I had an Apple phone, it overheated because those are notorious for overheating, and it shut, the whole phone just shut down, so I couldn't see anything. So I just hit the return to home and just sat there. That was all I could do. So
On the contrary, her concerns are based in watching. If the doctor gets his knowledge, set game, experiments, we would be validating experiments, inviting further unethical research. He said material professor. We're in the middle of the Delta Quadrant. Who would know?
but you got to make sure you go in and set all that shit too to your return to home, like for different situations, because you know it has that in the settings. You know how high you want it to go. Do you want it to do this? Do you want it to do that?
Yeah.
You got to make sure you set all that stuff.
What you just said is that
There's the one that you really don't want to do have set unless you're just doing like a follow me, like you're on a bike and you're doing follow me, is where like if it loses lock or something or connection, it will just stay in hover.
Yeah, it'll just stop, yeah.
But what Paul does, that's like the worst one to have set. Because if it loses connection over the water, it's just going to sit there and hover till it runs out of battery and it forces it to land. And it just lands right in the water.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you gotta make sure of that, Paul, every day, every time you go fly anyway.
Well, once you set the settings, they should stay in there. It should say, but you have to go through there and get all that set first. You gotta figure out what kind of conditions you're gonna be flying in. I mean, you could, yeah, obviously you'd set it if you're doing different things, but you'd reset it. But if you're doing the same shit every day like Paul does, you pretty much just get it set to one thing and leave it.
Hey, Joe, how's it go?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
There,
Paul,
there
is
it
that,
is, Justin. I got it listed.
hey, Paul, is that it? Air 2S right beside it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
600?
that,
Flymore combo with 4 batteries and other accessories in Farmington Hills, Michigan.
Oh, shit.
He was asking 800 and he marked it down to 600. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, then it's gonna cost me another 4 just to send it here.
somebody's selling a Mavic 2 Pro I see for $450.
Morning, Joe.
Good morning. I'm gonna come over here. I got abused enough on Johnny's channel.
Uh,
They said next time they go flying with me, they're gonna wear a helmet and arm gear.
that was pretty cool though, that drone with the speaker, man. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, and that was funny. The 40, the 14 or 40, whatever the thermal, what is it? I can't remember the name of the drone. But he
Morning,
came up
David.
to Johnny was on the stream and he come up and he got outside his door and he heard this buzzing sound and it said, "Mr. Johnny Alfonso, this is code enforcement. Step out, please." That's Barkley.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah.
Morning, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Morning.
My
Morning,
day is
Birdman.
better than yesterday.
So anyway, that's the deal. I thought I lost the drone, and I don't know if you heard, Joe, but I flew after we hung up last night, after we shut down, and all of a sudden the screen went blank and everything, and I looked for it and looked for it and looked for it, looked for it and looked for it, and so I was pissed, and I says, "Well, I guess I'm not supposed to fly." So I'm driving up the hill because it's a slope going down to the river. And I'm driving up the blacktop there. It's about a quarter mile long. And all of a sudden, there's somebody in the back behind me flashing their lights on and off, on and off, on and off. So I pull over, and the wife is sitting in the passenger seat, and she holds my drone up like that. And it's still, the lights are all flashing on it.
Well, where was it at?
So
It went
what,
back and returned and landed where it lost after it lost.
so what happened was Paul lost connection and it was returning to home, but he panicked and jumped in his truck and went looking for it. And then ended
But
up
it
coming
returned
back.
to where you were?
Yeah.
He didn't give it enough time to get back though.
You got to give it time, Bob. It's called patience.
I
I keep telling you, patience.
That's not my my mode. Patience.
It comes back to you. It will come back to you. Long as you have returned to home, it's coming back to you.
And
Now,
what
if you would have
happened,
had hover on it, okay, you would have lost that drone.
Yeah.
That's what me and Justin was just talking about.
yeah,
So
like
you
got,
that's what. But if that happens, just sit there and wait. Nothing you can do about it. Just
well,
sit
like
there
I
and
told
wait.
him, like I told him too, is it's going to come back on the cine speed. So it's going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And if it's fighting wind and stuff, it's going to take even longer. And that's what it was. It was windy and it was fighting the wind getting back in the slow
And there were
speed.
some people sitting near me, and I don't remember seeing them, but they were in one of the rows, and they saw the drone come back and land, and I wasn't there, and so they watched it for a minute, picked up, and then came looking for me.
See, that was being impatient. You almost left it there, and if it wasn't a nice person, they'd have kept it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some assholes out there would have just picked the drone up and chucked it in the water.
Yeah, good thing you didn't catch a carrion out there.
Or a Ken.
Or a can, yeah.
Yep.
Joe, you better go get those things checked out, bro.
Well,
Ooh.
they actually contacted me again, DGI, and told me please go to the hospital.
Yeah, because it looks like it's swelling. Your arm's
Yeah,
swelling.
it looks
No,
like
it's actually going down. It's going down.
They want that, but they want like medical shit probably.
Yep.
Some kind of
That's what
medical
they want. They
record.
want copies of the medical stuff. So I'm gonna go this morning. I'll just go. We got a little urgent care over here. It's part of the St. Tammany Hospital. I'll just go in there and say, look, this happened yesterday. It feels like it's getting better, but check it out. Maybe I need a tetanus shot or something.
You might want to take the drone and show them so they know what it was that did the slicing.
Well, I'll
Joe-
tell them what it was. It's already boxed up.
Joe,
Okay.
don't tell them it was the drone. Say it was 4 people tried to beat you up. And
Yeah.
give it to them.
It was 3 aliens.
Yeah, but then the
I
problem
beat
is
the hell out of all of them.
then the medical records aren't going to match DJI. What you told DJI. They're going to be
Yeah.
And then you ask them, did those 4 people come in here for checkup?
tell them Joe, I'll take 2 of those ibuprofens that are $200 a piece. Well, or run that medical bill way
The
up.
funny part about it, I'm gonna be honest, the only hurt that I felt the whole time was just a little stinging from the cut. Never really hurt.
Yeah, the burden. Yeah.
Tell tell them you had to be airlifted to the urgent care.
Yeah.
It costs 40 grand for that airlift.
But they sent me the label real quick last night. Told me to send them the drone back. They got the flight records. Then this morning I got another one from somebody else that was a senior somebody saying we're really sorry that you got injured with one of our drones, and we understand your situation, that your frustration in it and all of this crap, and said please go check your injuries out at the hospital. Please have them checked and give us copies of your information.
Because they
What
probably
they're
want to pay the
doing-
medical bills.
Well, they're trying to do everything. Like Barkley said this morning. Barkley and Lon said the same thing. He said, "Don't be surprised if they offer you some money. Don't be surprised if they offer you a better drone." You know?
Yeah, because they don't want to get lawsuit, right?
Well, yeah. He said, at the very least, you're gonna get a brand new drone like this.
Probably a couple shirts, hats.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what somebody that happened to, they sent them a DJI like gift package that they give to like at the shows. They had all kind of stuff in it with a gift card and all kind of stuff. And like I told them, like I told them at the DJI, I said, this is the deal. I have landed that drone 204 times the same way. So I don't see me making the accident. It wasn't me. And like they said, the obstacle avoidance was on it. Why did it come forward? He said, even if I was pushing it forward, it should have went sideways or went up.
Joe's gonna get a little envelope in the mail. It's gonna be like, fuck off.
Yeah, no. When I sent
You know?
mine in to get one of the arms fixed because I broke the LED light by the propeller, I sent it in. It was the same thing. It took not even a week for them to send on the.
Well,
the
because
other
what
guy.
they want is they
The,
want it.
They give me they send me a hat, DJI hat, and a linear.
Yeah.
They
Because
send
what
us
they
a gift
what they
and a
want to
card
do is
saying thank you.
what they want to do is take that drone and run diagnostics on it. Is what they're
Yeah, that's what they want.
That's why they want the flight records. They want to look at those, and then they're probably going to run it through a battery test to see if they can figure out what the hell it did.
Hey Joe, look what Frank said.
Yeah, go call
Yeah, I
up the
know.
local news station. Local man hurt by drone, and you can be laying on the ground being all dramatic and shit. Ah,
All the
fly.
talk in the news about drones. Yep.
You know what I wish though? I wish I would have had the screen recording going or the recording going. A lot of times I'll bring it in with the recording going.
Okay.
You know, if I would have had it recording when it happened, that'd have been a hell of a short.
Well, just think it this way, big. Just thank God that it didn't hit you in the face or in the neck, or you know what I mean. You had enough time to
Oh,
put your
yeah.
arm up.
Well, the thing is, like I said this morning, when I was standing right here, my hand hit it right here, so it was right here. The blades were right there. It could have took an eye out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, but it was like I said, it was the Marine Corps in me that went defensive real quick.
Oh, I would have grabbed that fucking thing, just smashed it. Fucking asshole.
No, you should have heard it it hit the ground. When I did it, it flew to it hit the ground and flipped over. I went, oh damn. Like it would hit the ground. Oh damn.
Look at that thing Dusty put in the chat. I don't.
Okay, hold
It
on.
doesn't really explain anything though. It just has a link for their support page on it.
Why does the
Yeah, I'm gonna check it. I'll check it. I got it on here.
why does the
Why obstacle avoiding
fail?
it might fail. Vision is blurry, where I'm supposed to go. Well, you know what everybody said? And it made sense. I had the hatchback up, right? What happens if it would have seen the glass and looked through the glass and said I could get through there?
That's all. I don't know.
You're playing the game of what ifs. Yep.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, there's just honestly, unless they can repeat that same issue in the
Well, and the way they're
The
handling,
laboratory.
they just want it to go away.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, that's the thing is like they're going to try to recreate that probably in a laboratory setting and see if they can figure it out. But the problem is trying to recreate that without having the exact conditions that Joe was in. Obviously, he doesn't have video, so they don't know what the drone was looking at, what it was seeing, nothing. He doesn't have any of that, so it's going to be hard for them to try to recreate it, to be honest.
Yeah, it doesn't say much there though.
Well, the biggest thing is they're gonna have is the flight record. And
Have
like
you
I
even-
told them, I said I was pushing forward. That's what I told them. But I was coming in real slow. I said, and as I was pushing forward, the obstacle avoidance kicked in. I heard it beep, like the DTDT, like it always does. And I was looking directly at the drone. That's what saved me. I wasn't looking at the controller. I was looking at the drone. So I'm watching the drone, and as I was dropping it down, it went DDDDD, and all of a sudden sped up. I said, then when it sped up, I let the controller go and reached up to block it. I said I had a lanyard on the controller. So the controller was hanging there. So I couldn't have been continuously pushing it to make it go fast. I said, but the flight record is going to show that I was going forward, and it's going to show I was going slow before it took off. Why did it accelerate? Now you see, also, I never looked. Look at that. They'll tell me right there. I didn't even think about it. Hold on a minute. Because I got the notifications too. Hold on.
The notifications.
The notifications.
Yeah, no, that's scary, man. Are you gonna be okay to
Air
fly?
data will tell me that.
Are you gonna be okay to fly? Or you have what do you call those?
Like PTSD.
Yeah, PSD, that's it. That's the word I was looking
PTSD.
for.
Now I don't know if I can fly again ever. Let's see, air data. Go to this flight.
This is what the drone did right here.
Oh, Lord help me.
U.S. warplanes or possibly
Where's it at?
Holy, dude, did that much damage?
There you go. Joe is standing in the middle.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like, I'm armed.
Okay, the flight records, okay, this is what it says. It says, let's see. Let's see, setting maximum height. Mode change, remote function normal, ID, home point updated, mode change to detour. And 5 minutes into the flight, all I've got on the flight records, the notifications that it gave me was 60% battery, 54% battery, 50% battery, gimbal pan axis reach, movement limit. That's when I was looking down. And that's the last thing it shows me. Doesn't show me anything after that.
Yeah, they
So,
might be able
So-
to plug into it and see more than what you can see. Maybe, I
well, the
don't know
flight
how
record's gonna have all the little codes in it. This is just the notifications that it was giving me. So it was telling me nothing was wrong. You know?
It was a good thing nobody was walking by you.
Now they're gonna also tell if they come back and say, well, you are higher than you were supposed to be, like the 400 feet. Yeah, I was above the stadium and I was above the highest light.
Why would they care about that though? You should be
Well-
registered on the DJI app as a 107, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I am a 107. That's why I'll
Yeah,
tell
but
them.
you have to put that in the DJI app? Doesn't it ask you if you're recreational or 107?
I don't think it does.
I thought it does ask you in there when you're setting the drone up.
Well, I never remember. It might have.
Or that might be when you set up your DJI account.
Yeah, it might be the
I
DJI
thought,
account.
I think it asks you if you're 107, but I don't think they're gonna be concerned with that because it's not the issue at hand, so.
What are
Yeah.
they gonna say? Because you were higher in school.
I mean,
after
Not
your
to
sensor?
mention they're removing all the safety shit with the geo
Yeah,
zones
this
and
is-
all that shit, so they're not even concerned about that shit anymore.
Yeah, they don't care with that. It wasn't any place I wasn't supposed to be. Show you the pictures I took. Like I said, I didn't have to stop there. I stopped just to take the picture again because I know what they want. So I went and got a better picture. And I said, oh, I'm gonna just go higher now because I'm above the stadium and I'm within 400 feet of the structures and everything. So I'm just go high. Find it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be an issue, cause you were coming in landing, so. That's a whole
Yeah,
different
that
thing.
was right in front of me. Hold on a minute.
I mean, it's possible that it wasn't even obstacle avoidance failed. Maybe some kind of weird ass interference hit the drone that just told it, hey, go forward. Just at that particular moment, you know? You never know.
Yeah,
There's so many
this is the
different
picture I took.
variables that could be.
Yeah, that's the picture I was taking right there. Getting the whole
Oh, shit.
stadium in there.
Well, like I said too, there's so many different possibilities what could have caused that.
And I was right here, right outside the stadium, right here. And that's where that's where it happened, right there.
Yeah, they might not even ever figure it out, to be honest.
Yeah.
It depends on how detailed their diagnostic end of it is when they plug into the drone and actually start reading the codes and all that off there. Depends on how detailed that is.
Well,
Like I
Lon
said-
said he used to work with some kind of deal with DJI. Well, he'd look at the flight records and he said, and what it does, it'll tell every stick movement in there. So, and like I told him, I said, it was going forward, but I was going forward slow landing. And you could see how slow I was going. He said, yeah, they're going to see that. Then they're going to see all of a sudden it sped up and they're going to look for a stick movement. But they'll say, but you're probably going to have a stick movement going forward. But if it didn't, they said he thinks just based on what he knows off of flight records, He said he thinks that because it was still at the level of my hatchback when it started jumping at me, that it saw the hatchback and was trying to avoid it because it was set on obstacle avoidance and nifty. So it was trying to get out the way of the hatchback.
Did
He
you
said
see
you were
what?
probably
Did
close.
did you see the question that Time to Fly asked you?
No, I didn't see it.
My chat
I
freeze.
had it to
don't even
avoid
see
the
Al.
object. It was on obstacle avoidance and it was nifty bypass. So what it did is since I was coming forward, instead of it just going to the side or going up, it came straight at me.
Well,
And
isn't
then
there
went up.
another setting where you can, in collision avoidance, you have it for collision avoidance, but you have the option of braking, just braking.
Yeah, you do. But I don't have that on there because I'm flying and I want to get around. And usually, half the time when I'm flying, I don't even have that on.
Yeah.
I do it when I'm doing some cine modes. I'll put it on cine mode. But most of the time when I'm coming back, I'm not worried about anything. I just wanted that if I'm somewhere where I'm not used to, I got the obstacle avoidance on. If I know there's a lot of trees or something.
They're gonna find a voice recording of Joe. Oh yeah, it's fucking payday today. Huh?
No,
see
it's
that
not payday.
see
Yeah,
that
right.
joystick go ramming forward.
I'll put it this way. I want my drone fixed. Let's see what happens from there.
Yeah. I mean, that's a basic, exactly what you want.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
the injuries are superficial to me right
Yep.
now, but I need to go have it looked right here
You
because
need to have it
underneath here,
checked, yep.
where it filled up with blood. So
Well,
it's
this is
got internal too.
Well, that's the thing too, is they want the medical records because they're probably gonna pay whatever bills your insurance doesn't cover. And
Yeah,
they're worried about you suing them, but if you don't go to the hospital, they're probably not gonna do anything because they're gonna take it as you don't give a shit. They might
yeah, I'm going
replace
in.
the drone, but
After the stream, I'm gonna go.
I bet they're going to I would almost bet you they're probably gonna send you a bunch of free shit just to try to
Yeah,
win you over.
Some certificates or
filled.
something, yep.
yeah. Lon was joking around. He said, you'll probably get your Mavic 3. He said they may send you a Mavic 3 Pro just because, ask if you want that instead because they may not have another Mavic 3 available.
Well, this is what
He
you need
said-
to do when you talk to them is just tell them, be like, I'm worried about flying the same drone. Is there
Yeah.
any way I could get a little bit of an upgrade and just see what they say?
Yeah, I can see
Because
what they're gonna say.
at this point, they're probably going to just do it. Because like I said, that's why they want the medical records because they're afraid you're going to.
Yeah, they'll be scared. Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
if you say, yeah, I just really just want an upgrade, if possible, and that's all I'm really concerned about, and make it seem like that's all you want, and you're not interested in suing them or anything, they're probably going to do it in a heartbeat. Then you
I
can
need
get
my
yourself a
coffee.
pro.
And they can't say I'm inexperienced because that drone has 204 flights on it.
Well, 203 of
big
those
thing.
are Johnny's.
Yeah, right.
Thought he was going to come over here and not get reamed.
Yeah, that's funny. It's really, and it gets me because the funny part about it. This is where the funny part about the whole thing was. When I was bringing it down on the side, I could see where it was, and I knew it was close to the car, so I shifted it out a little further because I was coming in from the backside, and I was shifting it out a little bit further because I could hear it getting closer. And that's when I hit the gimbal to look down to see where I was. And I saw it. And I said, if I keep coming that way, I'm too close to the car. Let me move it around. So I moved it around and then I moved it back towards me. And then to land it. Instead of landing 10 feet from me, I was going to land it 4 feet from me like I always do. And when I got it, that right at that 4-foot section, that's when it all went haywire.
Well, I say everything happens in threes. You had an issue. Paul had an issue. Who's next?
I don't even want to go fly mine.
Well, I'm going to fly today. It's the third day. It's the third day of the of this drone thing. This poker run. I'll probably go out there about 2 o'clock today. I got the Air 2S. I'll fly that.
Skyfly says, screw that, Captain Joe. Demand a Maverick Pro 4.
Well, that's what Lon was saying. He said, funny part about it, this is the same time the Mavic 4 is coming out. They may ask if you'd like a Mavic 4.
Yeah, but is there any indication they even have any in the US right now?
No. I bet you they do. I
Oh,
bet you they do.
But they're coming to Best Buy in Canada.
Yeah.
I went there yesterday. We're gonna have them in stock.
Because
Huh?
it's only like 12 days till the release, and I still have not seen any listings being put up.
Less than that, 8 days.
And Amazon usually does put the listings up like a week early. It just won't let you actually click on it and buy it, but it will like advertising you. They'll start advertising. I haven't seen anything on any sites.
Best Buy and Visions, they'll have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all depends because even some of your guys' stuff is getting delays because of all the tariff stuff going on. You have to wait and see if they
I'm just
actually
gonna
get 'em or
look
not.
at it. I'm just gonna go there and look at it.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Oh no, it's out of my price range. I can't take you.
Oh, you don't need to go look at it for me to tell you that.
I'll go pat it. Someday I'll have you, baby.
You get it when the Mavic 6 comes out and they're real cheap.
Yeah, when there's no more updates for it.
The problem is though, is those Mavics don't really go down in price for a long time because if you look at the Mavic series, they only come out with them about every 4 to 5 years. So they you know what I'm saying? So they don't really drop in price much. Every once in a while you might get a deal though.
Yeah, the worst part about this is a 4-minute, 58-second flight. All I did was went up, took the pictures, came back, and crashed.
Good morning,
Yeah.
Mr. Mark.
So that was 5
Morning,
minutes I'd like to
Paul.
redo.
Justin.
Good
Joe.
afternoon.
But
Hey, Mark.
That's right, East Coast. Pain and suffering is worth a new Maverick
Serves you
4
right.
all right, now y'all getting greedy.
or Mini 5.
Joe's like, I'll just take up the whole star lineup because I ever want to get drones.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
not
gonna
greedy. I
make-
just want, like I said, let's be reasonable in whatever we do. You know?
This is going to make the Marine payout look like peanuts.
That would be funny. Now I tell you what, like I said, like I was saying this morning, thank God I still have reflexes. Thank God that I taught. It was a hand-to-hand move. It was a hand. I know it was because I came up grabbing it. I
Yeah.
came up to fight.
Yeah, like I said,
I'm
it could've
glad
been-
I know all of that. And the other part was, if I didn't block it, it might have taken out an eye.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it could have been worse.
Yeah, that's always a problem. Yeah.
If it would have took my eye out, then we're talking big settlement.
'Cause it's
Yeah.
sharp,
Yeah,
sharp and it's spinning fast. It could easily cut your eye open.
Or
Amen.
giving you a new haircut.
Yeah. It could have been real bad. Let's just be fair and reasonable. I don't expect to be able to pay for nothing to get it fixed. That's my big
Well,
thing.
and screw asking for a bunch of little drones. Just just ask for an Inspire 3. That's one.
Might as well
No,
just go out big.
Mavic 3 Enterprise thermal.
No, like I said, they're pretty good. DJI is pretty good. Like when I
The
send it in,
Retrice
I had
40
no problem.
thermal. That's what I want.
I had no problem.
You could have got that cheap nose job you've always wanted.
Yeah, I would have had it. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
It happened quick.
if that had hit you in the face, you talk about just even if it wasn't lethal, well, you'd have been scarred for life.
It's pretty sharp. It wouldn't have left much of a scar when it healed.
Jarhead versus
The
drone.
women would have loved it. I said,
It's
yeah,
like-
you should see the other guy.
You're not
It's
in
like
one
a-
vision.
I'm just thinking of the movie Jarhead now, Dustin. Why'd you fly over my beloved field? Because I got lost on the way to college, sir.
Yeah, no, it's
That's funny.
He said, how you gonna be my scribe and you can't fucking draw?
If I were you, Joe, I wouldn't take the Air 2S out. I'd take the Avata. It's got prop guards.
That's what everybody else said. They said, no, fly with the Avata too. You got prop guards. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. Now it's just wait and see. Within a week, you'll have it back.
Well, the thing of it is, it's not like they're ignoring you either. They've been calling you back and everything else.
Yeah, like I said, they sent me emails back and everything else. So it's like more, like I said, this morning I came up and I had 2 emails, you know? And like I said, the one from this morning was a senior. It said senior something on it. And he said, please, he said, we really apologize about the injuries and all of that. He said, please he said, please go to the hospital and have everything checked out. And please send us a copy of all your records.
Yeah, the hospital put down it's just a scratch.
Well, I'll tell you, it's an avulsion. That's what it is.
What?
Yeah.
So this,
Avulsion, contusion.
Mhm.
It's got subcutaneous ponding underneath, you know.
Yeah,
Ponding.
it's damaged some of the capillaries.
okay,
Yeah.
so this would be Joe, and the drill sergeant is the drone. Okay.
Sir, I got lost on the way to college, sir.
Fucking Justin.
Finger still works, Justin.
Oh shit.
Actually, the finger works better now. You went.
God, dude, fucking Dusty could work for a damn insurance, one of those little sketchy ass little insurance lawyers. Got a
Oh,
fucking neck injury.
I'm gonna get the guy from Seinfeld that always used to be the
Joe-
lawyer for Kramer.
Joe, if you need a lawyer, I got a good lawyer, bro.
I have a couple good ones.
And he's in America too. He's not in Canada.
Oh, Better Call Saul.
I'll present you with Paul Murray.
Oh Lord, help me.
Right, Paul?
No, no way. He's not even paying attention. You see.
Gone chilly here now.
He probably unplugged the speaker again. He can't hear us.
I thought I heard his mouth move, but no.
What?
Oh, there you
Said
go.
you're not listening. Ed mentioned your name 3 times. You didn't listen.
Not my buddy Ed.
I told Joe if he needed a lawyer, you would be his lawyer, right? Again.
Good.
I thought we were buddies, Paul.
We are.
He's not listening. He's trying to figure out his password. Yeah, that's the one I need. The Johnny Depp lawyer. I'm gonna get OJ's lawyer. What you talking about? Shapiro's still alive.
Oh, Shapiro, yeah, Shapiro. If you got into a car accident, call James Shapiro. That guy was every channel here in Canada on TV.
Oh no, he needs the one from the OJ case. If the controller
fuck.
don't fit, you must acquit.
He died. Cochran's dead.
Uh,
Oh shit.
yeah, I think the whole like legal team for that trial's dead now. Because the
No, Shapiro's
Kardashians,
still alive.
well, sure, the Kardashians' dad's dead too.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Who was that? What was his name? I don't think of his name now. Randy's saying, who's that coach
He's dead?
around's dead?
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
Kardashian and Cochran are dead. Shapiro's still alive. Because he's doing shorts on Instagram talking about the case. And he said the biggest thing that won for OJ was the blood on the back gate. They said it did match OJ, but it had the preservative in it. So it means that it came out of the vial that they were using for evidence that somebody planted it. He said that came out in a trial, and he said and that's the biggest thing that the jurors said, that even if he did it, they were trying to if he did it, they said if they believed he did it, when they found out that the evidence blood with the preservative was on the back gate, they knew somebody put it there. So that right there gave them reasonable doubt.
Crazy.
Because if somebody told me, if I had all the evidence saying you got everything but the
Crazy.
video of him doing it, right? And it looks like he's done it and all of this and all of this. But then the blood on the back gate does match his, but has a preservative in it. They're only using the vial to keep the blood from coagulating, you know? So how did that get there? You know, it's not his blood because it didn't dry up. So, how did it get there? And it was fresh.
Right.
Oh, I tell you,
Somebody put it there.
It was a plant.
I remember when that shit happened. I remember when the whole chase was going down. Oh my god, dude! I remember everybody around the country was like glued to the fucking TV.
Yeah, they thought he was going to shoot himself in the car.
Oh,
But
I saw his Bronco that he actually ran in. It's in a museum
Yeah.
now. Who was it? Scott on Tape, I think, on YouTube. He went and saw it, and I think he actually got to sit in it. But yeah, somebody owns it now, and I think they have it donated as a. It's not donated, but it's like lended out to the museum as a showpiece.
You said you got to sit in it?
No, he got to sit in it. The YouTuber that went and
Well,
looked at it.
I lay down on the back and put my hand up there and say,
Go lay down.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
And then he also got to sit in what's his name's Volkswagen Bug, fucking Ted Bundy's Volkswagen. He got to sit in that too. Fucking a little creepy, but
Whenever Paul gets like this, I worry about what he's buying or what he's breaking.
I hit Boone's dag tag came off, dog tag, and I'm trying to get it back on his collar. And of course, Boone's not cooperative.
I'll take the collar off first. It's easier.
I did, but now he's bugging the shit out of me. Like, give me my collar back,
No, he's saying open the front door now. He said open the front door now, bitch.
what
You heard it? That's what he said. Open the front door
how
now,
did his
bitch.
dog tag come? Oh,
It goes hand in hand with how the computer doesn't work.
yeah, because normally a collar's got a metal ring. Oh, I understand how it would have got on. Unless he caught it on something. Those keepers aren't exactly easy to bend unless they're little cheapy ones.
Yeah, that metal part, it's either got one of the things you push it through, it's round, or one of the things you bend on both sides.
Yeah, because normally a collar's got a metal ring. So, I understand how it would have got on. Unless he caught it on something. Those keepers aren't exactly easy to bend unless they're little cheapy ones. Yeah, that metal part, it's either got one of the things you push it through, it's round, or one of the things you bend on both sides. I don't use the little tiny key rings that they give you with the dog tags. 'Cause those things are flimsy. I'll use a big heavy duty one.
Oh yeah.
Plus, they're really tiny too. Usually, the ones that give you with the dog tags are hard to get around. The little bars, a little ring for the.
Well, I tell you, that taking Paul a long time to do that.
It's hard work opening them metal rings
Oh yeah,
without
especially if you
breaking your
have no
finger.
nails. Well, if you have no nails, they're really hard to
Yeah,
get open.
you have to use a knife.
Especially the big thick ones too. Those would be a real pain in the ass.
Son of a bitch.
Breathe, Paul, breathe, breathe.
It's a little dinky ring like this, and I twisted it on and then thought I would twist it in the right direction, and it came back off.
Oh, I hate those things.
There's times I know I'm just dumber than a box of rocks, you know? Frustration is there, Joe.
I know, it's like goose rubber.
Any progress on the stuff?
I'll have them.
1400. You told me to be done yesterday.
I'm sorry, Tom, the sensor array went up. 7 o'clock, I'll have it. 14.
It's well, not due again till tomorrow.
See you later at 10. That's
Okay, finally got the damn thing. Oh, son of a bitch.
Jenny really liked it. Yeah, I thought that.
Come here, Boone.
And then you put it on, and you notice that the actual tags the wrong way round, and it's not facing outwards.
Yeah.
Come here, Boone. Come here. Come here. Boone.
Done it again, Harry. What?
Just a minute.
First it was a hologram. Now
Climbing ring. Are you talking about a carabiner, Dusty? Most of the ones you get aren't actual carabiners neither. All the ones that people give you on keychains. They always warn you, don't actually climb with these.
Mhm. Yeah, they're usually too thick to go through the little hole that's on them tags as well.
Yeah, and usually the little keychain style carabiners are not that strong either. They're actually quite easy to break. That's why they put that warning on them. But these aren't actual climbing carabiners. Don't use them.
Yeah, you forged aluminium and it just snaps. Yeah.
See if I can get to my doctor in the morning instead of going to the emergency department. I would much prefer to go to him.
Okay.
I mean, if you're actually concerned about the injury, go to where you're more comfortable. If you're just trying to get paperwork for DGI, then it really don't matter.
Yeah,
Are you actually kind of a little concerned about it, or?
not really.
You
It's
put
not,
some, you put
it's not-
antiseptic ointment on it.
yeah, I've cleaned it up. It doesn't hurt. It's, you
WebMD.
see where it's pooled all up in here? But there's no pain to it. And it's not, red or anything, you know, around it. So it's
So
like,
that's good.
I've checked all of that.
Doctor's visit.
I'm gonna see if he's open. If I can get him, if I get in there in the morning, I'll just go to him, you know? Cause I don't know what they're gonna charge me going to a hospital urgent care right out the pocket, you know?
Well, if you go to the emergency room, that actually goes towards your deductible,
Yeah, see.
but it's whether you were, I don't know how bad your emergency room is. Some of
Yeah, I
them
can
are
get
really-
into him tomorrow morning, 10:15.
Emergency rooms are,
Today's the 4th, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, I am your father.
All our doctors are shut tomorrow because it's bank holiday. So you'd have to go to the A&E for hours. The trouble with our A&E is you can be sat there for 6 hours waiting to get seen.
Yeah, I'll go tomorrow to him. That way, because if I go sit in the ER, you see, it's an emergency ER unit here. And as the hospital is the ER, and they got a satellite unit down here. And I know it's going to be like $200, you know?
fucking dusty.
Make sure you get a tetanus jab as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Shouldn't have any problems. I mean, the blades shouldn't have anything on them really that could cause tetanus, but you never know.
Yeah, I'll schedule it. 10:15 in the morning. Yeah, I'd rather do that. That way he can look at me and say, Lord, help me. You know?
You're like, put the
I know
most
the guy, you know, that's what I mean. It's my doctor, you know.
Yeah, tell him, put the most devastating injury you can think of on there.
I'm gonna tell him write it up good, you know, write it up good, and he'll look at it and see the lacerations and all of this, and then he'll write it up and he'll give me an antibiotic probably and give me a tetanus shot and all of this just in case, and then I'll have documentation, you know, that I went.
Just get a printout of all that before you leave.
Yeah,
Does the Medicare cover that, or you have to pay for that separate?
It should cover
going to
it.
him, it doesn't cover. That means it covers everything. Won't
Yeah.
cost me a thing.
Yeah, he shouldn't have a problem with that.
If I go, like I said, if I go to the ER, it's probably going to cost me like $100, $200 to walk in there,
Hmm.
unless they put me in a hospital.
Then it'll cost more.
Do you
Yeah.
have Medicare?
I've got Part B Medicare.
Well, then they're not going to charge you to go to the hospital.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
they
gonna
will.
say they shouldn't.
They don't charge me whenever I go.
Well, I'm going to look. Let me go look.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they would, but uh,
Let me go look. Because I know it had different pricing. Let's see. Because the emergency room costs money. Urgent cares costs money. If it doesn't cost me anything, I'll go up here today. that Monjero I got yesterday for next month
Yeah.
didn't cost me a penny, right? The list price on it is $1,295.
It's okay. You can store your beer.
Let me see.
Hey, Ed.
Coverage medical.
Oh, ice cream.
You know why he went and got that ice cream? Because he got frustrated.
Yep. Joe knows me too well.
You
Good
know why
morning,
he takes
JP.
Ducalax? Because he ate that ice cream. Coverage and benefits.
Ice cream thins it out. Just like the Diet Pepsi washes it down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
Keep telling yourself that.
Isn't that right, Justin?
Nope.
Oh,
Diet soda's worse for you than regular soda. All that fucking artificial sugar they got in there, aspartame. Shit's bad for you. But I know that's one thing. What's his name's? I guess he's getting rid of a lot of that crap out of the foods. Dyes and certain artificial
Kennedy?
sugars. Yeah. Which I mean, that should have been done a long time ago, to be honest. I mean, they knew a lot of those dyes weren't good for people, and yet they were still allowing it.
Emergency care. I pay $140.
140?
140 is what it costs me when I walk in there.
What's your deductible?
I have no deductible. Oh,
Yeah.
deductible total for the year, 4,100.
Yeah, that's one way you actually can get rid of your deductibles by going to the emergency room.
But the only reason I worry about getting that thing is I don't have any, like, medicines are free. It's no copays with all my personal doctors. It's just if I go to urgent care and emergency room, $140 per visit, right? But the only time I'd worry about a deductible or paying out of pocket is if I have to go into the hospital. And that's a different story. I'll go then. Okay, here you go. Urgently needed services. Okay. Like illnesses, minor burns, infections, strep throat, and all of that stuff. $65. That's what
There
it'll
you
cost.
go.
The hell's state insurance? Randy, what is that?
So it's either pay $65 today or go to my doctor in the morning and get the same treatment, probably better treatment, and I don't have to pay a penny. So even though DGI would probably pay for it, I don't want to do it. Just go tomorrow morning.
Something about Medicaid?
I don't have
Randy?
Medicaid. They got
No.
Medicaid's different. Yeah.
No, I was asking Dusty if that's what or Randy if that's what he was talking about, because I don't know what state insurance is. It's technically,
Yeah.
yes, the state does issue insurance, but it's all through the federal government, Medicaid and all that. They just get funded. Each state gets funding from the government for that to put towards people. But I don't know. Maybe his state actually has their own state insurance. I've never heard of that. Yeah, Medicaid actually isn't bad at all if you get on that, because they cover damn near everything. And they even started doing a lot of more dental stuff now too.
Yeah.
Like the Medicaid for adults, like if you were on it as an adult, they used to only cover like a teeth cleaning, and that was it. But now they cover cavities and tooth removals, and the only thing they don't cover is root canals. For some reason, that's the only thing they don't cover, but then they'll even cover a full set of false teeth. which are super expensive. So I don't know why they cover that, but they don't cover root canals. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I got $1,700 of dental a year. But you know
That's
what that
not,
cost? Know what that does? Hardly anything.
yeah, $1,700 ain't shit for dental work. It's like one visit with some cleaning and maybe some cavities and maybe a.
Well, the cleanings are free. The cleaning twice a year are free. If I have they put a crown on, that's like $1,700.
Yeah,
Actually, where I go at, the crown, my crown and the back tooth they're gonna do this year is $1,900. But she'll give me a discount because I've got the insurance and bring it down to the insurance price the first time.
well, it's a guaranteed payment for them, so
Yeah. So I'll go get this done in a couple of weeks. So I'll get my teeth cleaning on like the 25th. And she'll look at this and once it's approved, then they'll either do it that day and give me the temp or schedule it for another day and do it. But
yeah,
it
you
shouldn't
know it.
cost me anything on that.
Yeah, well,
And I
that's
have no
fucking,
cavities. I shouldn't have any cavities because I just went 6 months ago.
yeah, like 50% of that fucking cost is going towards their pay. You see how much dental assistants make?
Oh yeah.
They make good money, most places. My cousin was one in San Diego and she made pretty damn good money. Yeah, Medicaid, yeah. Obamacare fucking sucked ass. I never liked that. What's up, Joe? I filed
Morning,
for,
Joe.
Jojo.
I was looking at Obamacare a couple of years ago for me and Sarah, and they wanted like fucking $1,400 a month for both of us. I said, I'm only paying like $80 every paycheck at Walmart for my insurance. I was like, man, it's better than what you're offering. So I can't afford $1,400 a month. That's fucking insanity for two people. I was like, how the fuck is that affordable insurance? I was only paying what $160 out of my checks every month for insurance for me. For just me. I don't know. I've heard some people had good success with Obamacare, but I didn't. When I called and got information on it.
Well, I've got People's Health that's a supplemental, and it covers all my meds. It covers zero deductibles on specialists and my primary doctor. Only time it costs me money is if it's a hospital procedure, and then it could still not cost me anything depending on what it is. If it's something related to my medical illnesses, it's covered. And like I said, the only time it's going to cost me money if I go to one of the urgent cares, it's going to be 65 to 140, 100, what it was, 145.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's easy. It's not like I'm gonna bleed to death, and I'm not getting any red lines going anywhere. And like I said, the biggest thing I think I do need, I probably got to have a tetanus shot. So when I go in there tomorrow, he'll probably say, let's do a tetanus shot.
I haven't had one of those in years.
I can tell you when mine was. Mine was May 11th, 1995. That was the last time I had one. And the reason I remember it is because there was a flood in Louisiana, May 8th, 1995. My daughter was under a year old. My wife was carrying her around. I went downstairs to get my mom out the water because she was in a bottom apartment. And I'm walking around the complex, knocking on doors, people that were old and needed help because I was working EMS at the time. And I lived in an apartment complex. So I'm walking around making sure everybody's okay and scrape my leg on a piece of metal and cut my leg while I was walking through all that flood water. And 2 days later, I was running 104 fever. So I was getting a tetanus shot in the hospital.
Oh, I meant to tell Jim earlier that I got his phone number in that email and put it in my phone.
Well, I thought you
I
were the
just-
poster child for dumpster diving, Joe.
What did that have to do with the flood?
Well, you when you did that dumpster diving, did you have to go get a tetanus shot or what?
I didn't get cut. Didn't do anything.
I thought you lost your shoes and everything and were tromping around in the
I don't have anything to do. You gotta get an open wound to do that.
And then
And it's
normally,
usually metal with an open wound.
yeah, and it's usually if it's like rusted or something like that, right?
Yeah. But like the reason I'm thinking I probably do need a tetanus is because you don't know what's been on that blade, on those props.
I think we should say,
You know, because those props, they've been out. They might have been bugs on it and everything else. You know.
don't you think maybe you're carrying this captain's greatest a little far?
Jesus Christ, Joe.
What?
Not you, but Joe Flodaleo. Did you see what he wrote in the chat about his ex-wife?
Oh yeah.
the
Thank
fuck?
you, Joe. I'll appreciate it.
Holy
That is
smokes.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy videos about that flesh-eating disease. Yeah, that shit's
Yeah.
crazy. They've had to like cut people's like big chunks of their legs or their arms or whatever to try to stop it. They'll cut it, you know, outside the area of it, try to keep it from spreading.
Yeah, it's a little swollen, Paul.
Yeah, you
But
can
it's
definitely see it.
yeah, it's a little
It's-
swollen. You can see the difference.
I try reinforcing
You
But
might
that's
not
from the
want-
trauma.
You might not want to be wearing your watch if it's tight.
The watch
Might
loose.
be- I'm gonna say that might be causing a little bit of that.
But it got me on my finger right here too.
Well, you're
But it's
lucky
not-
it didn't hit you. You're lucky it didn't hit you in the face.
No, it's not hot, so that's good. That's the first thing I'll keep watching. And it doesn't have any red around it. Yesterday it was turning red, and that's what got me a little nervous. So I put some antibiotic ointment on it. 'Cause I had cleaned it up and everything, but I put some antibiotic ointment on it last night. Went to bed, woke up this morning, and the red went away. So that was a good thing. Whatever was trying to work, the thing worked on it.
years. Seems a reaction.
You know, because if it would have been red this morning, I would have went straight in. If it would have started hurting, I would have went straight in. And like I might tonight put some more antibiotic ointment and wrap it. In fact, I may do that anyway before I go out and fly today. But it's got me mad. Man, that got me mad. What's got me mad is the fact I'm going tomorrow, Joe. I've got an appointment with my doctor first thing in the morning. That way I don't have to pay any fees at the ER or anything.
Your house used to be part of land.
Yeah, I've got an appointment first at 10:15 in the morning.
I wouldn't be worrying
Yeah,
about the fees anyway. I think that's why they want your medical records, because they're gonna make sure that you don't have any outstanding bills, and they're probably gonna offer to pay them for you.
Yeah, I know. I was just, but also I've been there before, and you wait 3 hours. You know, I don't want to sit there for 3 hours.
Oh yeah,
Rather
for
walk
sure.
in mine, get my doctor, and go.
Yeah, the only way you don't have to wait to get into ER is on a stretcher. You go right in.
And
That's why-
sometimes you still have to wait.
That's why you guys got to move to Canada. It's free. You don't have to pay for nothing.
No, because you guys' tax rate is like 4 times more than ours.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
true.
guys are still paying for it.
That's true.
Like there's a lot of European countries where their tax rates are in the 40s and 50s. We only pay 7% on average.
But we don't look at it that way, though.
Well, I know everybody calls it free healthcare, but it ain't free at the end of the day. Somebody's got to pay for it. It ain't the government doing it out of there because they give a shit. Like I said, the U.S. healthcare system, it's definitely a double-edged sword, right? Like, obviously, we have issues with some people don't have insurance, but the good side of it is most of the medical innovation comes out of the U.S. because of that. Most of the, there's a lot of stuff like that that comes out of it over here. A lot of the new medicines and different things like that.
And I mean, we still pay for private in the hospital too. Like if you want to be by yourself and not on the road, like if you're going for surgery and you can stay there for a while, we have private insurance here too that we pay.
Yeah, David said that they got that in the UK too, where
Yeah.
like if you want to go see your own doctor, like if you want to see a doctor really fast and you don't want to wait in like the lines or whatever or wait time.
Brenda said it in the chat. She says nothing is free.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's what
everything's free in Canada. You guys should move to Canada.
Hey, Justin, this is what they say right here. It says, we deeply regret hearing the news about your injury. Please visit the nearest hospital at your early convenience for treatment. In addition, we recommend preserving any on-site photos, videos, which I can give a photo of the area, not big deal, as well as acquiring formal medical documentation to facilitate later resolution. We please rest assured we attach great importance to your issue and continuously following up on your behalf until a resolution is reached.
Yeah, they're afraid you're going to sue them. That's a very official
that's
letter.
right.
Oh, I know. That's what they're afraid of. You know? Because I tell you, the picture yesterday made it look a lot worse.
And like I said,
Now, I don't know what's going on underneath. We'll find out tomorrow.
but like I said too, like if you really aren't to the point where you feel like it's really that big of a deal, just tell them, I just want an upgrade. That other drone scares me.
Yeah,
Give me an Inspire.
I can't fly that one no more. I need the Maverick Pro.
Yeah, give me an Inspire. Next time it'll chop my arm off.
Nah, you don't want it.
I can Inspire take his whole damn arm off.
The Inspire has got the great big blades. It has expensive batteries and doesn't fly any more than 15 minutes at a time.
And
Yeah.
I want the Mavic Matrice 40T.
I don't know. Yeah, but the Matrice.
Oh, that's that big one, eh?
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Fire is made for movies and stuff like that. I don't think Matrices are really made for that. Those are more because I'm a lot of like the Matrices, the cameras aren't made for like cinematic shit and stuff like that. They're literally like
No, and you got to buy extra cameras and change them for each different event.
right, where the Inspire's kind of made for doing professional movie production and stuff like that.
Yeah, but all the Inspires I owned, I had to have several different cameras.
Yeah, the Inspire's the same. It's different cameras.
No,
Right,
Matt
but-
Pro. He wants the Maverick 4.
But like
He doesn't want
the
big Pro.
Matrice M30T or whatever it was, the one Dre got, like you said, there's not a lot of camera adjustments for it because it's made for specific working, and that's it. It's not made to really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really made to be out flying and taking videos of panoramic shots of a fucking football field or something like that. It's a workhorse.
I think I'm going to have to get some more of these. This is brilliant. My breakfast, I'm having a Spanish tortilla, which isn't the same as a Mexican one. It's like potato, onions, and egg all mixed together, and it makes like a thick omelette. And I put German salami and sliced jalapenos on it, and it's gorgeous.
Well, show us. I'd be like that.
Dusty, Publix, and I give it to Publix. I don't like shopping there because they're way more expensive, but their customer service is fucking excellent. You walk into Publix, tell me, pinch your finger in the fucking door, and they'll give you a $20 gift card.
What?
Like their customer service is really good. But see,
Who?
they're kind of like a high class grocery store, Publix. Like they're one of the few grocery stores that still has baggers and you know that will take your groceries out to your car for you. Like I could have a bag with a fucking pack of gum in it and they'll offer to take it out to the car. Like no joke. I had a bag one day at Publix and I only had a couple things in it. It was real light. And the girl asked me, she goes, "Can I take this out to your car for you?" I was like, "No, I got it. You're good." So you don't have to walk out there. He always looks like that, Joe, when he's looking at the TV.
With me?
No, not you. Look at the person on the panel watching TV.
Oh,
What?
Joe, he said, "Paul looks like he is in shock. What do you see, Paul?" I said, "He always looks like that when he's watching the TV."
Looks like we're gonna get rain or at least heavy clouds. I mean, look at how dark it is out there. I mean, I know it's springtime, but ew.
You heard that, so they're not gonna be there.
Maybe not, but that's their prerogative.
Captain,
Discussion. At $1,400, Zoom, of course, the alcohol. Is that clear? Is that clear?
listen, Kyle.
yeah, I wrote him back. I said, "Thank you, Tina. I'll be seeing my doctor in the morning for the lacerations and pain and swelling in my left forearm and possibly a tetanus shot. I'll be forwarding documentation to you tomorrow. Do I send it here as well as sending the Mavic 3 in and off in the morning?" I said, "Thank you again for your concern, Joe Trompetor."
We're actually getting some rain right now. We're
You heard what I
Yeah.
said? For the lacerations, pain, and swelling.
Finally getting some rain.
Well, you notice I put that in there, lacerations, pain, and swelling, right?
Yeah.
What you getting at Home Depot, Joe?
What do you mean?
I was talking to Photo
Oh.
Leo in the chat. He said he's off to Home Depot.
Thought you were talking to me because my daughter's trying to get me to do something at Home Depot.
Yeah, the rain's supposed to start around noon today and continue on throughout the whole day.
It is solid clouds here where I'm at. It's raining. Finally, I'm getting a little rain. Needed it.
And my daughter texted me yesterday and she says, "You still have that Home Depot credit card?" I said, "What?" She says, "We're short on the rent and our dishwasher's broke. And the guy said that if we buy the dishwasher, he'll take it off the rent." I said, "So what does it have to do with me?" You know? She said, "Well, we can't buy the dishwasher, but we know you got the credit card for Home Depot. You've had it. And if we
Damn,
buy it that way, we'll pay it back. And then we save on the rent." I said,
Damn,
"Okay,
she's
again,
brazen.
what does that have to do with me?" I said, "Because y'all don't pay me back."
Well, have
Yeah.
you given them a full breakdown of how much money they owe you?
Oh, they know how much they owe me.
No, you think they know, because it's easy to forget that back here.
She knows she owes me. I can tell you in a second how much she owes me.
Nothing else will grab their attention.
Because I told her before, I said, "Why should I lend you any money when you don't pay me back and this is what you owe me?"
I'm not supposed to get involved in internal.
My mom owes me $155 right now. But I knew she can't pay it now. It'll be the next 2 weeks.
If you can get me down there, I think.
Well, here's my thing is,
She owes me $2,006.48.
and they want you to pay for a new dishwasher. Get out your ass out there and wash your own friggin' dishes.
That's
How
what I
much
said.
does
But this, No, the reason they want to do the dishwasher is because they're short on the rent. They're 700 short on paying the rent. So they want to buy the dishwasher to fix the dishwasher that's broke. And the landlord said, well, if you buy the dishwasher, I'll just count it as rent.
Well, how much is, and it all depends on what kind of dishwasher's in there. Is it a cheapy one or is it
No,
like a
I
really
sent them,
nice?
I looked at it and they sent me a picture of one that's like $500, right?
Oh, God.
And the guy says that's good, you know, for a dishwasher, $500. But then the daughter tells me, I know you can cover this on the card. And she says, but we're looking for a different one. We want a better one that doesn't have the front buttons because of Lily. I said, again, how does that concern me? I'll be paying your rent, you know?
Well, you just hooked up to that leech.
At that point, they might as well just ask you for the rest of the rent money. Like,
And I don't have it.
that's
They know I
crazy.
don't have the cash right now. I won't have the cash for 2 months, but I still am not gonna hand them 700 for rent. You know, I'm sorry. You know, they got 3 of them in that house that could work. One of them that's not working, and the other one that's not giving any money hardly.
Well, what
So-
about your ex-wife? Well, why isn't she kicking in?
Oh, she's kicking in the 90% of it because she's making the most money.
They're probably short on their part of it.
Yeah,
She's probably
it's the
one that
boyfriend
did
and the daughter that's short on their money that's hurting her. So I understand that point. So I'm not as mad as her at her. Because she's probably putting out most of the money, right? She probably put out a full $1,000. It's $1,700 for the rent. So she had to put out $1,000 and she might have got $200 from somebody else. Where they're supposed to split it 3 ways. When Brittany's working and they're splitting it 3 ways, but now they're getting so far behind in the hole because she's not working, and the ex needs to tell her, find yourself a freaking job, go work as a bartender or something. So she's not pushing her. So they, you know, hey. And like I said, if I put this on my credit card, who's gonna pay the bill?
You are.
Hi, David.
Good morning, Mr. David.
Good evening, good afternoon.
Or good evening, good afternoon.
Hey, David. But you're right. Because
No,
I'm paying a
I-
bill right now that my daughter has that is going, actually shows me another 145 when I didn't put it on. Because I'm
No,
paying that
I-
145 a month she hasn't paid me because she's not working.
Now, I had the landlord in our old house, about 4 or 5 years ago. He took rent money off for me doing work, but he provided all the materials, you know.
Yeah,
And
but they're
instead of
trying to
pay-
get a bigger bargain in the deal because he's ready to put it in, but they brought up the fact, well, if we put it in, because her dad can put it in because he does that work. Said if I have a guy put it in, will you take it off the rent? Because we can do that. That's what they're telling them. So apparently the landlord said, yeah, do that, you know, saves me having to do it.
Well, like the landlord took off $400 off our rent one time because he had me he wanted me to repaint the porch and then
Yeah.
repaint the sides, the cement slab in the porch. And he brought me the cement paint and all the paint for the, pillars and all that on the porch. And he provided all the materials and everything and just dropped it off. And he said, just get it done next few days and then send me a picture when you're finished and I'll take 400 off for you. And
You're
I
right,
had
Dustin.
it-
I've installed the dishwasher before. It's easy.
I had it done in a day and a half.
Basically a plug and play.
My only advice is be careful. You're going down grey areas and get everything in writing.
Well, it's not me to
Well,
worry.
he's
Yeah,
not
I
doing
know
it
that.
anyway.
But the thing is, if the 700 quid short, $700 short this month, yeah, what's next month?
Oh, I
We're
know.
going to replace the front door. We're going
I'm right there with you. This is a recurring event.
yeah, let the landlord do the repairs and you pay your rent. Or they pay the rent.
Yeah, but it's always going to be your kid, though. You do anything for your kids.
Now, Brittany's getting
Whoa.
$1,000. Just the other thing. Brittany's getting $1,000 a month unemployment. and the kid's not in school. So where's that $1,000 a month going? And she can't
Yeah.
say food because she's getting $500 worth of food stamps.
It's the slug boyfriend.
No, he's not getting her money. He's got his own money, and he's not telling her what he makes.
It's not just him, it's a mixture of both of them.
Yeah.
It's both their faults at the end of the day.
So they're spending money on something. You know,
you can't-
she's got $500 a month in food stamps that she's getting food with because she's not working. And if she got the baby, she qualifies for that.
Yeah,
But
you
the
can't just
problem
blame
is,
one.
I guarantee you, she's at home and says, well, I got $250 in my account. I think I want, I'm going to get DoorDash and pay $40 for a hamburger. I guarantee you. She called me one day and she called me one day a couple months back, about a year ago. And she goes, Dad, can you lend me $40? She goes, I don't get paid to what you call it. So what you need $40 for? Well, I'm ordering DoorDash. I said, what are you getting? She goes, a hamburger and fries. I said, for $40. I said, get in your freaking car, drive down the street and buy it with your money. No, I'm not sending it to you. Well, come on, Dad. I want a hamburger. I said, then go get it.
And Ed, you made something, a good comment when you said you'll do anything for your kids. But the best thing you can do, yeah, when it gets to this stage, is say you're on your own. Because at the end of the day, you're not around for all their life, yeah?
Yeah, I know.
What are you
I
going to
know.
do when Joe moves on?
I know, but
Get
I'm
the
just saying,
inheritance.
That's assuming there is inheritance. It's up to Joe, isn't it? I mean, you can't live your life going, well, you know, when my pop dies, I'm going to get this amount. You can't live your life
Yeah.
like that.
Ow.
Yeah,
I know, but you try to do the best you can for your kids.
I know you do, but you've got to be careful. But the best thing you can do is be cruel to be kind.
Yeah, you just warn
You
them.
really want to hear how old she is there, Dusty? She's 30. She had her life together 6 years ago. You know, she had her life together 3 years ago when she was going to nursing school. She had her life together when she had the baby 2 years ago, when she was working nights, making $35 an hour. And the boyfriend said, well, you just had a baby. You need to stay home and watch the baby at night like this and work a different kind of way. Because he didn't want to watch the baby at night. So she listened to him. When she was working as a bartender, she had her own apartment and she was making $400 a shift. And she was just throwing it out, just spending on everything. She'd go back to walk-ons when she was off and spend $300 on food and drinks.
So your ex-wife doesn't make him go find a job, Joe? If you don't mind me asking.
I have no idea what my ex-wife is doing. All I'm putting to you this way. The ex-wife, one of the biggest reasons we wound up getting a divorce was I had my foot down in the house. When I came home, I said, I just want two things. You don't even have to worry about the food. Because I'll bring food home if you want me to bring food home. But when I get home, my den, where I relax in, I don't want toys all over my den. And I want them to play in the playroom. Because we had a playroom. That's where I want them to bring all this. If they bring their toys in the den to watch TV, bring them back in the playroom before I get home. And I come home and it'd be toys everywhere. And I say, clean it up. And she used to, and they used to say, well, I was mean because I come home and tell them to clean up. Well, the ex-wife was home. She needed to tell them to clean up. So it was like, that was the biggest thing right there.
Fuck, if I come home from work and the wife doesn't have my supper done and my house clean, oh fuck, she'll be out the door. Right there. Open the door. Fuck up.
Watch your back. Here she comes with a pot. Watch out.
Pot's coming behind you.
Bang.
Joe,
Don't tell her I told you guys this.
Yeah, I know.
hey, Joe.
No, and
Joe, you seem a little stressed, yeah. So, you know what? You've had a hard few days. So I want to actually help you out here. This is only $799, but it will help you out immensely when it comes to your drone flying. One person owner.
I'm not buying the flip.
No.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the best one yet. Johnny came on with a helmet on. Said, "This is for when I go flying with you, Joe." Then Joe Fodolio put Joe Fodolio put a little pink helmet on from his daughter, like a bike helmet. And Lon said, "Oh, you going to get your cell phone? Going to get your Apple phone now?"
You need one of these, Joe. Watch. Hold on. I'll take it out my headset. Hold on, bro.
But you're not the only. You're not the only person to come under attack in the last few days.
This is what you need, Joe. So you don't get your neck hurt.
There you go. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start flying like that.
This is a serious problem over here, Joe. So you're not the only one. Look.
Level 5 goose warning.
warning.
That's funny.
The goose on platform 2 is violent, has claimed the platform as his own.
Wow.
Only in the UK.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Ed's wife is here.
Hey, Ed, why'd you turn the camera off? Plug that in.
Ed,
She come over to hit you. That's what she came over to
let's
disturb you.
let's
She's
talk,
been
let's
listening.
let us talk
What
to
did
your
you
wife.
say?
Come on, Ed. Put the speaker on. Right.
Speaker is on.
Right.
You better put that
You
helmet
need-
back on.
Yeah, you need to go to the kitchen, get the frying pan, because when you came on camera, he turned it off. Just be mean.
Yeah, because I'm better looking than him, so he doesn't want anybody to see me.
Wow, y'all
Yeah,
just
there you go.
Yeah.
y'all
There
just
you go.
snitching on him. Wow.
I know,
We
eh?
agree there. That's one thing we agree on.
Man, I don't know about your American friends. I thought I had real
Well,
close friends.
Yeah, but I'm not American, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And Justin, you know full well if Sarah, you were on camera and Sarah came in, we'd do exactly the same to you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Hey, you do
You
the
too.
same.
You too.
Doctor appointment in the morning.
Oh, shit.
We're gonna keep an eye on Ed for you.
Oh,
An
she's-
appointment on Sunday. Ugh.
It's Sunday now. Its appointment will be tomorrow, Monday. It's only a bank holiday in the UK.
Yeah, I've got an appointment with my doctor at 10:15 in the morning.
I know we've only just had 2 bank holidays, 2 days off, but the government will give us another one. And then I think we really need another one in 3 weeks' time.
There you
Well,
go.
we've got another one in 3 weeks' time. We
Yeah.
need one halfway between for VE Day as well.
Yeah, we got one
Yeah.
coming up the 20th. Not this weekend, next weekend.
Yeah, we got one. We got bank holiday tomorrow, and then one the
Last-
last Monday of the month.
Yeah, the 26th.
It's called the May long weekend.
Yeah, and
It's the last Monday of the month.
Yeah.
Mark,
this-
you remember when Universal Credit overpaid me at the start,
Yeah.
and then he took it all back last month, yeah, and left us in
Oh,
the
I
shit.
didn't know they'd taken it all back.
Yeah, because they thought, you know what, we'll just take it all back because you don't need any money to live on. Go on, fuck off. All right, we've just got through it, and they sent the statement today to tell us how much we're getting this month. They've only gone and fucking overpaid us again.
Oh dear. Yeah, because they paid you twice, didn't they? Or something.
Yeah,
Paid you on Universal Credit and ESA.
yeah. Well, that's normal. Yeah,
Well,
But
isn't
what they've
the
done-
case- They stopped Kate's ESA when she went on Universal Credit.
yeah. Well, I've got enough stamp to have ESA. It's stupid, right? And what's making it worse, yeah, is ESA pay me 281 every fortnight.
Yeah.
And Universal Credit is claiming that they only paid me 129. No, I've had 3 payments this month.
Well, there's your problem right now. Right there. You said they're paying you in Fortnite, so you need to stop taking V-Bucks as payment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, Justin.
Well, the state pension, they tell you how much you get weekly, but they pay you every 4 weeks.
Yeah, I just wish they'd bloody piss off messing it around, because Universal Credit's every once a month and ESA's like every 2 weeks. And then PIP is every 4 weeks. It's like, ugh.
Well, the way I've decided to do my pension, it's going to cost me £4.5 grand.
Yeah, but it's worthwhile in the long run, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it gets me an extra £130 a month. So it'll take me 2 3/4 years to get that money back. And then I'm just on pure
Yeah.
profit. Yeah.
Well, as long as you can outlive that 2.5 years, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Because you pay it and then cark it the next day, they're going to go, thank you very much.
exactly. Yeah. So that's buying 5 extra years.
That's what puzzled me about the National Lottery Set for Life. Yeah, it's £10,000 a month.
Until you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for 3 years. Yeah, which works out at 3.6 million.
No, it's for 30 years.
Oh, 30 years. Yeah, sorry. Works out at 3.6 million or something.
Yeah.
Right. Now, okay, £10,000 a month sounds a lot, but if you want to buy a house, you're gonna have to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd be better off just asking for all the money on one go. Yeah. Put it in your own bank, and you get the interest, not them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think anyone wins on the lottery anymore.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to live another 30 years anyway. I'll be 95 then. Mind you, my Uncle Matthew's 95, so, you know.
I'm looking at the next 2 years.
You never know, Mark. You never
Neat.
know. You could be past 100.
Nah. Not with what I've got, I won't.
I think the oldest person in the U.S. is, I think, right now is 114. I think.
Don't
No.
know. The oldest person in the world is in the UK, and she's 114.
No, I didn't say in the world. I said in the U.S.
No, but the oldest person in the world is 114. She's just turned 114.
Oh, wow.
And if you actually look at her, you'd say she's in her 90s. She don't look that old.
I just got onto the phone.
Hey, Justin,
Uh,
the Wyoming Game and Fish, they issued a cougar warning. They caught a cougar on a game cam last night. Look,
Here, I thought it was some kind of animal.
yeah, that's a Marine colonel that posted that.
yeah, and May 4th, 2025 is Naomi Whitehead's, a 114-year-old woman from Pennsylvania. Elizabeth Francis passed away at age 115 in October 2024. So she just turned 114 today.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because I remember seeing something on the news a couple days ago about it.
Yeah, it was on our news about this woman.
Yeah, I think I remember that woman in UK. She was an amazing. What's that show called?
The best one was when they interviewed the oldest man a few years back in the UK. It was 113, and he had his local MP with him. Yeah. And they went to him, "What's the secret to a long life?" And he looked at the MP and he went, "Don't believe any bullshit these guys come out with." The MP didn't know where to look.
Yeah, she was on that show, Amazing Race. That's what she was.
What's what's the key to a long life? Women and cocaine. Lots of it. The best one was when that guy was getting interviewed by the news lady and she asked him, "What would you do with your winning lotteries?" And he literally said hookers and cocaine while she was live on the air.
Damn, I'm getting old. My cousin's sister-in-law's daughter turns 19 today. I can remember when she was a baby. I mean, it's not that long ago. Damn, I'm getting old. That 20 years, that 19 years went by.
I know, tell me about it. My daughter's going to be 24 in a week.
So on Drone Seekers International, Quackers put out a picture. Let me show you the picture. He said, "Guess what I've been up to?" He said, "Guess what I've been up to? Been cutting grass with that drone."
Oh,
Quackers is called Mark.
Yeah. But look at that. That means he's either landed in the grass or he got too close. I've run the Avata too close enough to do that. I've had grass all over it.
Oh dear.
What do you need? Don't bark loud. Tell me softly. No, softly. What do you want? Soft. Soft. Sit. Sit. Now tell me soft. What do you want? No, that's too loud. Roof. Like that. Go roof. You need it. I'm gonna ask you, you need a treat, but don't bark loud. You need a treat. Soft. She went, oh, okay. He listens pretty good. And I tell her, don't bark loud. She goes, oh. She knows not to come over here yelling at me.
well, guys, I'm going to drop off. I'm going to get ready to go shopping.
Okay, we're going to close it down pretty soon anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna relax for about. I haven't eaten anything, so I'm gonna make a couple of biscuits or something, and then I'm gonna go out about 1 o'clock out there because it's day 3.
Ed,
And I'm not.
thanks for being here, Mark, David.
You guys have a good one, and take
Yeah,
care of
catch
that
you later.
arm there, Joe.
Justin and Joe, we'll see all of you later.
And
Bye.
go dig my helmet out.
Okay, bye-bye.
See y'all later.